All right, we are live. It is good to see you again, TSP family. I'm Dr. Evil Genius. I will be your CAP counselor extraordinaire. So we are going through a series of presentations on the Fireside or startfireside.com. We're going to go through a series of presentations and kind of test them out and see how they appeal to a broader audience of sorts. And so, obviously, in order to go through these presentations, we need some participation from you, the viewers. So, we're going to give it a little bit more time for some of our viewers to come by and hang out with us for a bit. And then we are going to get into some of these presentations. We're going to get into Camp Fireside session 1 today. And I'm looking forward to it. Yeah, it's been a really crazy week. I do want to thank people who came through our live stream that we were talking about freedom. Okay. That was pretty cool. So it's been a pretty rough week for me since we did the last live show. I spent a sleepless night worrying about jury duty. Didn't actually get called in to be a juror in any case, but it did do a lot of psychological damage. Just even thinking about it, coming from where I come from, it's always a good idea for you to mind your own business. And personally, I don't really appreciate the government trying to force me to mind other people's business. But I'm glad that I was left out of it, at least for now, the next 4 years. I want to say hello to JL. JL wants to talk about Conor McGregor. I'm going to put this comment up before we get into our presentation. Not saying that Conor is guilty, but sure is sketchy that you get accused of something for years. You start to raise your eyebrows. You see, Conor has a lot to lose. And the people who make the accusations against him don't have anything to lose by making these accusations. But they have everything to gain. So if they make a crazy accusation, they know that they can get a lot of money. And it doesn't matter if the allegation is true or false. You're going to get a lot of money and a lot of sympathy. And so the more these allegations come out and they're more and more outlandish and they look less and less like they make sense, the less my eyebrows go up. The first couple of people that accused Conor McGregor of things, I definitely took those very seriously. But for somebody to say that in the most crowded place ever, with everybody can see what you're doing, Conor McGregor's going to go do that with everybody looking. Everybody can see what you're doing. You're in an NBA arena with tens of thousands of people there. Everybody can see you. You're one of the most recognizable faces, and then you go to do an essay in public. I just don't buy it. I don't buy it. I imagine jury duty can suck. Unfortunately, we want to be judged by our peers when we're defending our case in court. Now, that's fine. Just leave me out of it. I prefer to mind my business. I think that jury duty is good for people who like the gossip blogs and the dirt sheets Get those people to do jury duty. They like to mind other people's business. There are some of us who would rather mind our own business. And forcing us to take time out of our day, multiple days out of our life, and we have other responsibilities and things we care about, just so that we can mind somebody else's business, doesn't appeal to me. But anyway, I want to thank you guys for coming by. Xenon, thank you for coming by. Xenon, I think you'll have some fun here today. We're going to be doing a Camp Fireside presentation today. And I think that this will be a very entertaining exchange between myself, the presenter, and you, the viewer. We do... Hold on a second. There's a pretty interesting thing Seditional just said. If the defendant does not want to be in court but is forced to, its peers should not want to be in court but are forced to as well. But the thing is, if you're a defendant, you put yourself in the position for somebody to bring criminal charges against you and have it stick, and then have those charges stick with an indictment, right? Somebody who may or may not have committed a crime, but there's enough evidence to bring it to trial. I don't view that person as my peer. I do everything I can to stay away from the government and its enforcement arms. So I don't know why I should be forced to interact with a segment of society I work really, really hard to stay away from. Nope, I was born here. I didn't ask to be born here. I didn't ask to be born here. I didn't bring myself here. Okay, so let's get into it. I'm going to kind of slide over to the side here so that you guys can see what's going on the screen. I don't like that so much, to be honest with you. I don't like that so much. What we'll do is we'll go with something a little bit more... We'll go with something a little bit more... Yes, traditional. We're going to go with a traditional setup today. Yeah. So, Camp Fireside session 1. I hope you guys will hang out with me on this. And really give me your input on these things. I think this is going to be rather entertaining. Camp Fireside Session 1. In this series, we have put together a set of sessions focused on having intimate conversations about who we are on many different levels. So this is going to be communication about communication, I guess, right? But let's get into it. Let's get into it. Okay. We're not going to turn the thing on for right now. All right. Like sitting around a campfire, we want to encourage engaging conversations. Please be respectful of the presenter and of your fellow campers. For the best experience, please wait your turn to contribute. Listen first, think second, then speak. Okay, this was developed for more, for like groups. And so Justin, who is the great, the mastermind behind the camp, well, not just Camp Fireside, but the whole Fireside project, is to try to get people together to communicate. And me being, the guy that does the live streaming and the podcasting and stuff, I say, hey, this stuff is great to adapt for larger, wider audiences as well. Okay? And so when you look at the setup here, understand that this setup is meant for more of like a Knights of the Round Table style discussion, rather than me being in front of my computer screen and then each of you behind your computer screens as viewers of the show rather than active participants. So I just want you guys to kind of understand what that is here. So when you guys go to sign up for a free membership here, then you can implement your presentation how you would want. This is set up to be used with Zoom. It's set up to be used with FaceTime. It's set up to be used with a lot of those different teleconferencing mediums. But also, if you wanted to, put something up on a large screen in your living room, a bunch of people sitting down together can take advantage of it as well. All right. So, wow, JL is he's gonna run. But thank you, JL, for coming through here. But to be honest with you, JL, this is kind of what this stuff is meant to help with. A lot of these toxic environments that a lot of us found ourselves in growing up, a lot of them are caused because of a lack of effective communication. So if you're talking about, damn, I can't wait to get the fuck out of here, well, your family is probably a prime candidate to use a service like Fireside at startfireside.com. So I get it. I totally get where you're coming from. I grew up under suboptimal circumstances. Some of those circumstances I have talked about on past live streams. But this is one of the reasons why I believe in this service so much, is because I think that a lot of us have grown up in contentious environments where communication just is not at the top of the list of priorities, effective communication. And then we go out into the world and the people expect us to communicate effectively when we don't have that environment growing up. So this is one of the things that this service aims to help with. And, JL, man, if you're looking at things and you're like, damn, this shit makes you just, all this toxic stuff at home makes me want to get the fuck up out of here. Then start thinking, maybe startfireside.com is, something that might be useful, at least, to try to facilitate dissipating that toxicity. So I'm sorry you're going through what you're going through, buddy, but, it's pretty much what, me testing out this service for you guys and showing you how it works. It's kind of part of how part of why I do this here. All right, Fireside Basics focused. Use a presenter. That's me. To ensure enhanced experiences and to keep the group focused on the topic. Respectful. Listen first, think second, then speak. I know it's very difficult for you traditionalists. I get it. Be kind to each other and refrain from judgments and ridicule. Finite. The session should be kept to 60 minutes or less. Be sure to allow time for each member to participate. So I will give you guys time here in the comments section to give your thoughts on whatever the subject matter is. And we will go as long as it takes. So yeah. All right. First up, determining a turn order. Well, that will not apply to us here on the live stream, but we will continue. We recommend 1 to 2 minutes per person per question. You can choose what's best for your group. Muting when it's not your turn is recommended. The presenter can choose to allot more time when desired. Again, this was designed more for for family groups, friend groups, and work groups, not necessarily live streaming. So understand where these instructions come from. All right. Light and fun. Here are a few light and fun questions to get started. Feel free to skip questions if they don't interest you or go back if you have extra time. Light and fun. What do you think of home decorations with slogans like live, laugh, love? Well, I mean, you guys in the comments section, you guys can start to give your opinions. To give you a little bit of time to do so. I have a pretty strong opinion on it myself. But before I do give my opinion, I want to make sure that you guys are heard first so that my opinion does not color yours. Yeah, I'll tell you guys, I have friends that are always asking me, what did you think of such and such movie? And I say the same thing all the time. Have you seen the movie first? Because before I talk about it, I need to know that you have seen it already so that we can talk about the film without anyone's opinion clouding how somebody else ends up watching it once they get a chance to watch it. Okay? Okay. All right, so we've got 2 responses. Let's go to Xenon on Twitch. Xenon321 says, I think slogans like that help promote a positive environment. All right. So that's definitely one up on the positive side. Traditionalist. He's up next. He says, honestly, my first reaction to those kinds of decorations is that they want to make me barf. Figure of speech. But then again, if other people get energy or motivation from it, they serve their purpose. Okay, so oddly enough, my opinion is actually very close to Xenon and Seditionalist. Going with a Seditionalist comment first, I do look at these things with a very cynical eye. I tend to think that these slogans are low effort, low hanging fruit that don't really require anyone to put any real spirit into them. There's no real soul into it. And when you think of the 3 words, live, laugh, love, these words are powerful on their own, but when you put them together, they all lose their meaning because we've seen it, we've made fun of it, it's been memed from here to next year. And so seeing these words together, in my opinion, reduce the effectiveness of each individual word because it's become, sloganized. I would like to see a little bit more ingenuity, a little bit more creativity. But that's just me. But going toward the second half, if other people get energy and motivation from it, they serve their purpose. And Xenon says, hey, I think slogans like that promote a positive environment. If you're a person that would buy something like this for your home, I'll have to accept it. Because if these slogans on the wall make it so that you are a good host or hostess, and you treat people with respect, and the interactions in the home make me not want to leave, then I can deal with it. Would I put that up on my wall? No. Shout out to the ladies. They made me a very nice protein shake with obviously protein. I think there might be some water in there. There might be some oat milk in there. There's definitely ice cream in there. I think they put some aminos in there for me too, because I'm gonna hit the hit the weights after today's live stream. Because I got to get swole. I got to get swole. Now, Xenon did say that slogans like that might, like that help promote a positive environment. But he probably would not buy one like that for himself. And I think that that is something to look at. Right now it is the month of June, and a certain group of people, want to be celebrated during the month of June, and they want everyone to celebrate them. But Xenon is able to see that something may be positive and not really indulge in it himself. And I think that that is really important, especially in today's social and socio-political environment, to understand that you can think that something can be positive and decent, or even be indifferent to it, and not really, feel the need to engage in it yourself. You got to see the benefit of it for other people, right? Just like Sedition said, I see the benefit for other people. It's not for me, and it's okay. It's okay if certain things are not for you. So that, I find that to be very interesting. Thank you, Xenon. Moving on to the next one. What is the worst topping, one that other people seem to love, to put on pizza, and why? Oh, Mrs. Evil says, this is what's in my protein drink. Oat milk, water, protein powder, chocolate ice cream, frozen peaches, frozen banana, ice cubes. So I might not have the aminos in here. But I got the protein. I'll have the aminos later. And my recovery shake or something like that. I'm going to destroy my chest today. Yes, I am. Okay, so what is the worst topping, one that other people seem to love, to put on pizza? Xenon says mushrooms. Okay. I don't really know too many people that like mushrooms on pizza. I could be wrong. It traditionally says one of the worst toppings is mushrooms. Traditionally says do not say pineapple. Maybe Seditionalist likes pineapple on pizza. I don't have a problem with pineapple on pizza. Worst topping on pizza that other people seem to love to put on pizza. I don't have an answer for this. I don't eat pizza anymore. Oh, pepperoni would probably be a popular one I dislike. Pepperoni just seems like the leftover parts corporations try to monetize. Tastes and feels like it. Wow. Wow. I like that. That's pretty good, Xenon. That's pretty good. I'm not a great lover of pepperoni, but it just seems like it belongs on pizza, so I was conditioned to believe that it's a good topping, and when I see it, I don't avoid it. Is it like my best, most favoritist flavor? Probably no. No. Okay, I got one. I found one, folks. I found one. Onions. I find it to be one of the worst toppings for any food. And people just seem to be obsessed with it. And why would you want something that is bitter on the tongue that makes your breath smell like shit? Why? Somebody explain that to me. Traditionalist says gorgonzola which sounds like a very tasty monster in a horror film, and spinach are two other terrible toppings. I like spinach. I like spinach a lot, personally. I can see why other people would not like it. Wow, Xenon loves onions, but never had it on pizza. Try it and let me know. Try it and let me know. I will give you a topping on pizza that I love that pretty much everyone that I've ever met hates on pizza, and that is anchovies. Anchovies. It's some sort of fun. I like blue cheese. Blue cheese is a fungal cheese. I love anchovies on pizza, y'all. I would be okay with high quality tuna on pizza. I'd be good with it. Absolutely. I could fuck with that. But you can keep them goddamn onions, though. You can keep them. That's for you. All you, buddy. All you. All right. What video game cheat code do you wish you had for your life? Do-over? Extra lives? Save game? Explain your answer. All right, gonna give you guys some time. Wow, that's a good one. This is a really, really good one. Wow. Sadishalist says the only correct answer is God mode. I think you might have influenced my answer, but I'm going to give my original answer. But I really like this one. That's fucking good, man. That's good, man. Xenon would like do-over. I would like to fix past mistakes. Dude, man, man. Well, let me give mine first, and then I will, kind of dive into your answers. Oh, wow. Actually, damn. This is hard. Actually, it's a lot harder than I thought. So, I like the idea of the saved game. Because like in a lot of games that you play, you can instantly go back to points on the map that you've already been to. And so I really like that idea, but extra lives? Yeah. I'm a person that really does hate the concept of mortality. So infinite lives, extra lives, they really do appeal to me. A YouTuber that I really respect put up a video on his channel yesterday revealing that his father passed away from kidney cancer that had spread to his spine. And it makes me really sad. I've had a lot of negative emotions over the last week or so, but watching MTR's video, shout out to Mediocre Tutorials and Reviews. I really respect you, brother. You'll never hear this, but I really do respect you in the way that you've dealt with your grief. You know, his father was there for him when he had his own cancer diagnosis about 1.5 years ago. And then his father it has now passed on within the last week or so, in the last few days. I'll probably do some sort of video about that, but you know, you think of the evilness that cancer is. You know, I said in a comment section before I got started here today that one of the things that makes me really angry about cancer is that a lot of us go out and fight the world every day. And to know that as you're out there fighting all of these external things, that your body can then come behind you and betray you in such a way and create cells that destroy you from within. There's something very angering about that for me. And so extra lives or infinite lives would appeal to me because there's so much out there that can take you off this earth that I think that I should be insulated with a few extra lives. That's just my thing. But going back to the seditionalist answer. Sorry to get so deep on you guys, so heavy. That's been on my mind. Yeah. You know, you're impervious. You get to take more chances. And the most important part of it, for me, is you get to see everything that happens. You know, one of the fears that I've had is passing away and not being able to see what happens next. The idea that a lot of things are going to happen and I won't be around to see those things happen and the ramifications from those happenings. That there's someday, you know, there's going to be a movie series that I love and I'm going to die before the next sequel comes out. So with extra lives or with God mode, it's very, very appealing to me. It's appealing to me. Seditionalist says, cancer is pretty darned evil. Unfortunately, these kinds of things occur when species are trying to circumvent Darwinism. Well, I guess you're right on that one. I think all species are trying somewhat to adapt, to live longer, or for their kind to continue to exist. Yeah, I can see that. Just thought of how extra lives could technically allow me to experience better health. Yeah, I think we would probably be more willing to take more chances to find better for our lives if we knew that this life that we are living right now is not the only one that we're guaranteed. Yep. All right, moving on to the next one. Sorry I didn't make that light and fun. What is the most uncomfortable item to bring to checkout at a drugstore? How about at a bookstore? So before I give my answer, I'm going to let you guys in the comments section give your answers. In the comment section below, let me know what you think is the most uncomfortable item to bring to a checkout at a drugstore. Because I had 7 of them in my mind, and now I've just settled on one. Seditionalist says, a box of very cheap vodka in both cases. Yeah, I'm pretty sure if you go to checkout at a bookstore and you go to purchase vodka, something's not right. Something's not right. Now, you don't need to know the full inventory of a drugstore. You just need to know what you would be most uncomfortable bringing to the cash register? So you guys in the comment section, if you guys are just kind of coming into the stream, feel free to let people know what your opinions are, because that's what this is for. For a bookstore, it would be any book with exotic content. So I'm thinking you're thinking something that's not safe for work. I would probably think that, yeah, that would be a pretty uncomfortable thing to bring up there. Any store where anything that's sexually related. And it really goes to show how puritanical our society is, that we take a basic human need and we attach a massive amount of shame to it. You know what I'm saying? Gas X. Yeah, I mean, you walk up to the cash register and you hand that to him. It's like, damn, nigga, you farting? Especially if you're a lady, I guess. I don't know. Somebody looked at me funny when I put gas up on there. I would let one rip right there in front of them with eye contact. Everybody farts, man. Everybody farts. Antifungal cream that is save, or supposed to, maybe you would insert rectally as the most uncomfortable item to check out at a bookstore. Of course. Justin Millen of Fireside. Hi, Justin. How you doing, Justin? Good to see you, Justin. Everybody thank Justin for these really cool symposiums. And, I've told you this before, Justin. I appreciate the artistry. Yeah, I think as a grown man, if you're buying a romance novel, I know it feels bad, and you should feel bad. Yes. Yes, sir. I'm going to go with Preparation H. I think that is probably one of the most embarrassing things that you can walk up to a cash register with, because you're telling everybody that something's wrong with your butt. And I mean, what's worse with silently telling the person at the checkout, or anybody standing in line in front of you, behind you, when you're holding that tube of Preparation H, and they look you in the eyes, and you know why they're looking you in the eye, and then you say, "My butt." If you buy it together with Gas X. Woo! Well, if you're buying blue pills, you're telling everybody that you get sexual access. So it's not the most uncomfortable item to bring to the checkout. I would much rather put some blue pills on the counter than some Preparation H on the counter. You are now a brilliant scientist with unlimited resources, although we do have a typographical error. No! We don't want to show these. That's why I highlighted it in blue. Because I don't want anybody to know. Okay. What would you research and why? Answers in the comments box below. Only correct answer is, once again, God mode. I mean, there are so many people who are researching stuff like that, you know, cryogenics and things of that nature. Absolutely, you know, the only difficulty with finding immortality and things of that nature is how many people do you allow to be immortal? Because you can't keep procreating if no one dies. I would research chronic muscle fatigue issues. Money is no object. Xenon, I know that's a cause that's near and dear to you. I do believe that there's someone studying it. But man, if you had, unlimited resources, maybe you could find, the solution already. So yeah, I definitely get it. Mrs. Evil, what do you think? Justin, if you're still around, what do you think? Unlimited resources. What would you research and why? I would research time travel. Because I want to know if everything that I've ever seen in the movies about time travel is true. This whole butterfly effect thing and, all of that, I want to know everything that happened in the past. And, I don't have God mode. I don't have infinite lives or, anything like that. So I would want to look forward in time, beyond my own era. So I would know everything that would happen. Do you pick what people would expect you to research or something funky that makes people say, what the fuck? That's a good question. If anybody wants to answer that question, feel free to do so. Honestly, if I'm a mad scientist with unlimited resources, I don't know if I'd have a goal, if I'd still have a goal to research. After all, I already have access to unlimited resources, but you would not have access to the unlimited life that would allow you to continue to make use of or take the benefit of those unlimited resources. Which is why, that whole fountain of youth thing is so popular. People don't want to age and die. Space elevator? What the fuck? Or von Neumann probe? Okay, that's cool. But you also have to factor in this part. And why? Why? And Xenon gave us his why. I pick what benefits me. Hey, I think a lot of people do. I mean, a lot of the charities and the GoFundMes and the Bring Awareness campaigns, they only really get going because someone has been personally affected. I've never heard of an ALS foundation brought up by someone who doesn't have or knows someone who has had to deal with ALS. So to me, this is acceptable. Hey, I pick what benefits me. You know? It's all good. Potential access to the universe. Okay. I try to find a cure for wokeness. Oh my God. Oh. Oh. Oh, wow. Yeah, so, finding a potential access to the universe, cool. I'm good with that. But of course, my ideas are always better than Justin's. I want access to the multiverse. Okay. Let me move on before I get fired. Okay. Deep and meaningful. Let's find out what values are most important to each other. No one should feel pressure to answer if they don't feel comfortable. We learn engagement over time when a group is respectful and listens patiently. Feel free to skip questions if they don't interest you or go back if you have extra time. Okay, so it's getting a little bit more deep here. I know that I kind of weighed down some of the light and fluffy questions from earlier, but sorry. If you were given $2 million but had to give it to a charity or a cause of your choice, what would it be? Comments. It would be any charity that deals with chronic muscle fatigue issues. All right? For the reasons stated above, I pick what benefits me. Okay? As a true Rossman friend, I'd have to say RTR. For those that don't know what RTR is, we're talking about right to repair. AKA the right to own the stuff you paid for. Which is ridiculous that we have that as a real problem in our society today. That you do not get ownership rights upon purchase. This is a difficult one for me because I don't really think the $2 million really gets a lot done in today's society. My instinct is to say the My Pocket Foundation because I could use $2 million. And I can tell you that when you guys donate to the My Pocket Foundation, which, is there, you can super chat. It's going to a good place. It's going to a worthwhile cause when you donate to the My Pocket Foundation. Because when you do, My Pockets will actually have somewhat of a foundation. Yeah. Local shelters. This is a good one. I like this one. I like this one. I mean, it's a little personal. It's a little personally for me. I like this one. Yeah, I can't really think of something that I'm really passionate about that I can see $2 million making a meaningful difference. So I'll probably say I'll probably say Louis Rossman's 501c3. And the reason why is, if you guys ever like watch Louis Rossman's channel, he not only gives a thorough accounting of every dollar and cent that comes in and where it goes, but he has used that money to get into the pockets of lobbyists to then get laws changed around the country that protect consumers. And so I've seen what he's done with $1 million. So if I gave him two, I'm pretty sure that he'd do something really great with it too. So yeah, I'm gonna go with that. I'm gonna go to Louis Rossman's right to repair. Yeah, Xenon also agrees with that as well. Because the thing is, a lot of these charities, when you give $1, maybe 3 cents of it, 3 to 8 cents out of that dollar is going towards the actual cause. The rest of it is like administrative costs, which is, to give some CEO a $450,000 a year salary to say yes or no to decisions on a charity. It's like that charity took in $500,000. You took 450,000 of it to for what? To tell us where the other 50,000 are going to go? But that doesn't happen with Lewis. Not only consumers, businesses as well. For example, hospitals and their medical equipment, or farmers and their equipment. Also, apparently, the military and their equipment. So shout out to Lewis. Lewis does really good work. What does the word freedom mean to you? This will be the last question that we cover for today, and let you guys check out the rest of the questions here on Camp Fireside 1. This is this is a big one, y'all. I know that some of us are here in the United States. What does the word freedom mean to you? I think I just settled on my answer. I got my answer. The concept of freedom is a difficult one anyway, because unlimited freedom to somebody else usually means less freedom for you. That is a powerful statement, and is very much along the lines of my thought process when trying to figure out an answer. Xenon says, freedom means I can do whatever I want as long as I do not harm or interfere with others. I do not have to worry about the government. Ding, ding, ding. That actually was my answer. And again, I already kind of, I've already kind of alluded to this earlier in the stream. But we live in a socio-political environment where both the left and the right do not believe in your right to believe what you want to believe and live the life the way you want to live and raise your kids the way you see fit. Everybody's crying about freedom, but then wants to impose their way of life on you. And this is why I like this. As long as I do not harm or interfere with others. You know, there was a saying that people used to live by back in the day. They would say, my rights end where your rights begin. And we don't have that society today. You know, if you don't wave this particular group's flag and celebrate them and their lives and what they do, then they're looking to get your employment taken away. Thank you for coming by, Xenon. I appreciate you. You know, they want to try to force you to accept this and celebrate that. And they call it freedom. The other side says you're not allowed to do this after this amount of time, and you can't go to other places not under our jurisdiction to go do that thing that you want to do. There's certain things that we think are morally reprehensible, and therefore we believe that you should not be allowed to do it for yourself. No, it doesn't harm anybody else, but you know, I don't think that you should be able to do that. But I'm also going to talk about freedom. You know, it seems that everybody believes in freedom when it's their freedom to do what they want to do or what they want you to do. So, this is pretty powerful, y'all. This is pretty powerful. We will revisit Camp Fireside. I really do like... I mean, we had limited participation today, but it was powerful participation. Thank you very much to Justin Millen for putting this together and for participating today. It's Traditionalist and Xenon. You guys always have something thoughtful to say. Mrs. Evil for, you know, chiming in and hooking me up with the protein shake. Appreciate you. You know, you guys have expanded my mind. Even with some of the light and fluffy questions, you guys had some really, really good things, you know. And I want you guys to know that there is more. There's a whole lot more. Next week, we're going to cover session 2 of Camp Fireside. So that will be the second out of 4. So I plan to do 4 of these live streams. 1 today, 1 next week, week after that. All right. Really do thank you guys for coming through here. And again, Justin, you know, Justin put together all of these symposiums on the site. So definitely check the site out, please. Startfireside.com. If you can put, I don't know if you'll be able to put that up there actually. So I'm going to put it up. Actually, this is the best thing to do. I am going to put it in here for you guys. If I can spell words. Start fireside.com. There you go. Startfireside.com. Alright? Go check it out. Like I said, I've had a lot of fun working with him on this project. But definitely go check it out. Startfireside.com. If you guys do want to go check it out, and you guys check it out, and you sign up for a free membership, please let him know that Dr. Evil and the Talking Shit Podcast sent you. All right. Again, thank you very much, Justin, for putting all these things together. Thank you, the viewer, for hanging out. We've got a lot more of this stuff coming. Thank you for watching, and thank you for participating.